Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach, woman like Yahweh Shai. Give a strong shalom to all the brothers and sisters doing everything they can to stay grounded in this walk, whether it's praying, fasting, exhorting, everything they can to make their calling and election sure. Just coming at y'all today with a quick daily bread, just going in to, it's more like a verse of the day for real. Well, I'm going to read a couple verses out of Romans chapter 12. Start with the top. Because we got a gift, that we kind of take for granted. And reading this, I was kind of meditating on it. Book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. And we got to make our bodies a living sacrifice, man. We sacrifice a lot of things on a daily basis. Hey, we cutting off the flesh, putting off the old man. Sometimes you gotta, kind of cast your family aside. You gotta put away the cares of this life. It's a lot of things that you have to do to present your bodies as a living sacrifice. It's a quote that we say a lot in WFI that going to camp is only 35% of the work. But still, that you got to make your body a living sacrifice to do that. Yahweh Shai told us that greater love had no man that he laid down his life for his brother, paraphrasing. So you have to be out there. You can't you got one brother out there doing the work. The brother be out there and you just make excuses on not to go every week. Even if it's multiple brothers, and you got to come out there and you got to supply your talents. Not every brother is a great fisher. Not every brother is a great teacher. Not every brother is a great reader. Not every brother is good at holding posts. So you have to be able to put your hand to the plow, put your brick in, Salakia, and do what you got to do in this thing, man. Make your body a living sacrifice. It's read that again. Holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. That's our reasonable service. You go into something reasonable, it's like that's not something that's too hard. It's not grievous. It's not something that's gonna vex you. And it's reasonable. It's something that you can do. Is kind of easy to do for real through the Spirit. Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's what it is to repent. That's a major part of repenting is renewing your mind. Because it's not like once you come into this truth, once you start getting a little bit of wisdom, once you get a little bit of knowledge and understanding, that now just temptation is out the window. Hey, Satan tried to come up on Yahweh Shai and tried to tell him that he'd give him the ends of the earth. And what did he tell him? He cast him down. He didn't give in to it. So we have to do that too. We got to renew our mind on a daily basis, man. A lot of things can take you out of spirit. Your family, your job, the physical things that you may own, your pets. Hey, that's a lot of things that can make you, want to kind of go off the deep end in this thing, man. So you have to renew your mind. Well, why is that? It said that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. And we under grace, man, and you can't think highly of yourself. You have to always be in that lowly mindset, man. You always have to have that thought that, really, we nobody. We all prisoners of Christ, like it say in Ephesians. I believe that's 4:1. So we all have to realize that we're just dust and ashes. We can't think of ourselves as something when we are nothing, man. That makes me think about a precept, book of Proverbs. Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, and verse 2. Because even when you got this wisdom, it's not like, that should puff you up. Said knowledge puffing you up, hey, that can get you destroyed these last days, man, because that end up bringing on pride and contention. Well, Proverbs 11 and 2 said, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. So you have to always stay lowly in this thing, and that's how you're gonna continue to build upon that wisdom that you have, man. Not giving yourself over to pride. That's all on the left-hand side, man. The Lord don't deal with stuff on the left hand. Verse 3, the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perseverance of transgressors shall destroy them. Hey, man, so if you want to be perverse and be a transgressor, hey, the Lord's going to destroy you. He don't have any need for a prideful, wicked, just abominable, transgressing man or woman or child. He don't need you in this thing, man. But that's why he said the wisdom is with the lowly, man. But I'm going to go back to that Romans 12. I was in the middle of 3. I'm going to start from the top again. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly. And the Lord already told us, man, that we got to be sober. You can't be in this thing just getting tossed to and fro with just every wind of doctrine. You're getting tossed to and fro with every spirit. You're getting tossed to and fro with alcohol, with drugs and fornicating and gambling and applying usury and just all wickedness, man. I'm gonna go to 1 Peter 5:8, the classic. Said, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So the Lord told you that you have to be sober. That's why he said in verse 3 in Romans 12 that you have to think soberly. Because Satan is out here to get you, man. He's looking over your shoulder. It's like, back in the world, people used to do a lot of wicked stuff. When you're trying to catch somebody slipping, you might be hiding in the bushes, maybe kind of ducked off in the dark, and you waiting to creep up on them. Hey, that's the same way Satan is. Where you think Jake get it from to do that kind of wickedness? That's Satan. It's not Jake. It's not the brother. It's not the sister. It's Satan. And that's his tactics, man. Kind of creep up on you from behind. What's it kind of put his hand on your shoulder? Hey, you realize it's too late. You caught out there. You jammed up. So you have to think soberly. Reading on in Romans 12:3, according as Yahweh had dealt every man the measure of faith. So, man, that's two gifts right there. Going into grace and faith. That's two gifts, two spiritual gifts that everybody in this walk has, man. No matter how often you do or don't apply them, you have these things, and you have to find that balance on using them, man. And it's not even a balance on using them. You just gotta apply that wisdom, that faith, and that grace all the time. You can't just pick and choose when you want to apply wisdom or when you want to, consider yourself righteous or do good works. You got to do those things at all times, all day, every day, man. Like 25/8, like brothers be saying. Verse 4, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another. And that's just going into how I was saying, when it comes to dealing with a congregation, or even if you're not a part of the congregation, when brothers, gathering together, you should want to be there. You should strive to want to be there. You shouldn't just be thinking, oh, I remember that one time we was together. Was it like social media had pop up your memories, and you just started looking at, yeah, that was a good time. I remember when I was out with them brothers. I remember, man, we used to kick it. I remember being on the line, sitting there looking through your outfits, and then you running into the camp shirt like, man, I remember when I got this shirt. And man, continue to do them first works like you say in Revelations. Stop leaving your first love. Just leaving wisdom high and dry, man. Kick it with wisdom. Dwell with wisdom, man. Put forth them gifts. Put your hand to the plow. Hate not laborers' work. Put one brick upon another. Verse 6, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. So with grace being the major gift, and there's subcategories under that grace. Some people got the gift of prophecy. And if the Lord said, you got the gift of prophecy, hey, you got to prophesy. You can't be somebody that you into the news and, you know, all these outlets, and you kind of tapped in with what's going on, and you just hiding all that information to yourself. You don't do nothing with it. It's like you just put it in your spiritual wallet and just put it in your back pocket and you sit on it. That's off, man. The Lord said, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Because if you're able to prophesy, that means that you got faith that you're going to be able to be saved out of. What's the point of knowing prophecies if you don't think that the Lord going to come back and get you? You sitting there, you know about World War III about to kick off. You know all about the dollar dropping. You know all about the countries and landmasses turning their back on each other. And you just sitting there going, oh, man, the Lord's going to kill me. And like, that has nothing to do with you, brother. That has nothing to do with you, sister. Do what you got to do. Prophesy and keep that faith, man, until the end. Verse 7, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching. I mean, you can, you got the gift of doing ministry. You got the gift of, you know, doing alms. You got the gifts of teaching and training. You know, you real good at having study methods, but you just keep them all to yourself. You just learn all the breakdowns. You learn all the precepts. You learn all the prophecy. You learn all the history, and you just hold all that in. The Lord said, if you know somebody under you that don't know this information, hey, spread that, man. What they used to say in school, each one teach one, man. Verse 8, or he that exhorteth, or exhortation. Imagine being somebody that's good at exhorting and you just never do it. You just looking at your partner while you're down. He's sitting there confessing his faults, and you just sitting there shaking your head going, damn, word, that's crazy. You know how Jake be doing, man. And that's wicked. Exhort that brother, man. If you got the precepts and you got the wisdom to get your brother or sister out of a jam, don't just sit there and go, that's crazy. That's what's crazy. Sitting there withholding that gift, that talent. That's what's crazy. Say, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. And these are all things that are under that umbrella of grace, man. Ruling with diligence, showing mercy, being cheerful to show mercy. Imagine somebody do something to you don't like, and you just tell them, you know, you being merciful, and you come in, you know, smiling, being like, you know, brother, it ain't even that serious, man. We cool. I know that's gonna put you in a good spirit as well as the person that you're talking to. You tell somebody, hey, I was offended by something, but you know, I went home, I kind of meditated on it, and I realized, man, it ain't that was nothing. That was petty. We shouldn't even be, you know, even going into that. Imagine how that's gonna make somebody feel. They go, dang, you know, because at first, you know, the initial thought, you're gonna be like, dang, I offended you, brother. I'm sorry. Salakia. But then once they go, oh, it ain't even that big deal, you know, brother kind of smile, y'all hug. You be like, shh. It make you feel so much better. So show mercy with cheerfulness, man. He said, when you give, do it with simplicity. Don't do it with the intent of, you know, hanging it over your shoulder. Hey, remember when I gave you, you know what I'm saying? Every time you see your brother or sister, you start tapping on the shoulder. Hey, remember when I, you know what I'm saying, when I held it down, when I helped you out? And that's off, man. I'm going to wrap it up. Actually, I still got a couple more verses. Verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Those are things that's all under grace, man. Loving your brother, loving your sister, loving the nation. That's something you do without dissimulation, man. Abhorring the things that's evil. Cleave to the stuff that's good. To be kindly affectioned one toward another with brotherly love, and honor preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Hey, look at those three beautiful concepts right there. Three beautiful characteristics, three beautiful traits. Not slothful in business. It's pointless to have a business and then you never take care of your you know, anybody that may be working under you, you know, any employees you may have. You're not taking care of the customers. Here you go. You got a mechanic shop, and you got people coming to you, and you changing out fluids and stuff in their car, and you don't clean up nothing. They get home, they got a brand new driveway, and that's oil spots all over their driveway. Hey man, don't be slothful in your business. Don't be slothful in this word. Don't be slothful with teaching, exhorting, loving your neighbor, doing prophecy, teaching. Hey man, all these things you shouldn't be slothful. Be fervent in the spirit, because that's all serving the Lord, man. All that is just in verse 11 alone. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Another 3 major characteristics that we have with having the gift of grace, man. Rejoicing in hope. When you just think about, you may get stressed out about something, and then when you just realize that you hoping that the Lord gonna get you out of that situation, you got faith that the Lord gonna get you out of that, and you start rejoicing, man. When you start going through something, turn on some true music, man. Or turn on some jazz, even some old R&B. Anything what can uplift your spirit, and just see how much that kind of dancing, get the smiling. Hey, you get the rejoicing in that hope, man. And then you got to be patient in tribulation. Because while you're rejoicing, you got to realize, hey, man, I'm just sitting back, I'm waiting on the Lord, man. The Lord going to take care of me. That's the world like to try to put stuff in their own hands, man. We got to put it in the Lord's hand. Like that song that, they used to have us singing when we was children, man, got the whole world in his hand. So put your stress, all your tribulations, put that in the Lord's hand, man. And then that last part, continuing instant in prayer. You have to instantly want to be in prayer. You have to continue to be in prayer. It's not just praying over it one time and then, all right, that was cool. All right, got that out the way. And that's off. You have to be constant in prayer, man. Continuing instant in prayer. Distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. Hey, man, I really could read the rest of this chapter, but, I'm kind of pressed for time. So if you ain't read that chapter in a while, go ahead and just kind of dig into it and meditate on that, man. Because these are things that all Israel needs. It's things that I need. Things that brothers and sisters around me I know need. Well, I hope that y'all was edified with that. Giving all praise and glory and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yashala. Shalom.